Take a look at the periodic table, and you might see a jumble of elements, but if you look closer, the periodic table can give you all sorts of usable information. For example, take a look at the numbers above each column. Those numbers are called groups, and each group of elements has specific characteristics. This lesson will focus on group 2 elements. Let's take a closer look at the properties they all share. Group 2 elements are often referred to as the alkaline earth metals because they form an alkaline or basic solution when they are combined with water. They can be found naturally in the earth. They are metals. So the name alkaline earth metals is pretty fitting, don't you think? This group includes beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, and radium. Being in group 2 means they all have 2 valence electrons, or the electrons that are furthest away from the nucleus. These valence electrons are typically the electrons involved in reactions. Having 2 valence electrons makes this group reactive, meaning the elements want to combine with other elements, not just water. Other characteristics most share include being soft and silvery. Group 2 elements are ingredients in many important materials, from cement to face cream. Let's look at some examples in more depth. Oxides are formed when an element reacts with oxygen. Quicklime is one such oxide, specifically calcium oxide. It's been used for centuries, dating back to the ancient Romans, Greeks, and Egyptians. Today, it's used in the manufacturing of numerous goods, such as varnish, paper, soap, and rubber. It's also used as plaster and mortar. What's the group 2 element in quicklime? If you check out the periodic table, you will see that calcium is a group 2 element. Preparation of quicklime is relatively straightforward, and it can be made by taking seashells, limestone, or chalk, all of which contain calcium carbonate, and heating them to extremely high temperatures, 1000 degrees Celsius, in a kiln. As it gets hot, the calcium oxide breaks down into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Another important material involving calcium is plaster of Paris, which gets its name because a major ingredient, gypsum, can be mined near Paris. Plaster of Paris is best known as the ingredient used in making casts for broken bones, but it's also used for sculptures and plasterboard walls. It's made by taking calcium sulfide dihydrate, otherwise known as gypsum, and heating it to 120 to 180 degrees Celsius. This causes the gypsum to lose the water, thus becoming plaster of Paris. Let's move on to a third important material made from group 2 elements, cement, used in the construction of sidewalks, bridges, and giant skyscrapers. Like the quicklime and plaster of Paris, cement uses calcium. Here, limestone, clay, shale, or chalk is crushed. Some other ingredients are added, and then this mixture is heated in a kiln to about 1500 to 2000 degrees Celsius. Afterward, it's known as clinker. Next, different materials are added to the clinker, including a couple that you've already heard of, like limestone and gypsum. The clinker and the other substances are all ground down to make a powder, and voila, you have cement. The last group 2 preparation we'll talk about is magnesium chloride hexahydrate. And while all of the reactions we've discussed so far have focused on calcium, this one, like the name suggests, focuses on another group 2 element, magnesium. Magnesium chloride hexahydrate isn't a common household name, but you've probably used it. Maybe you've used a fire extinguisher, or certain skincare products, or eaten soy products like tofu. In some regions, it's also put on icy roads to prevent the ice from sticking to the pavement. Magnesium chloride, don't worry, we'll get to the hexahydrate momentarily, can come from salt water and from certain rocks. The hexahydrate part indicates that the magnesium chloride has been hydrated, meaning that water is attached to the magnesium chloride. The hexa in the hydrate means that there is 6 water molecules attached to every magnesium chloride. Group 2 elements are located on the left side of the periodic table and are often referred to as alkaline earth metals because they form an alkaline solution with water, are found naturally in the earth, and are metals. This group includes beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, and radium. All group 2 elements have 2 valence electrons, or the electrons furthest from the nucleus, which makes them reactive, meaning the elements want to combine with other elements. Group 2 elements can be found in a lot of products for various uses. Let's review. Quicklime or calcium oxide is used in plaster, mortar, and manufacturing materials like varnish and rubber, and is prepared by heating materials containing calcium carbonate. Plaster of Paris is used in plaster, casts, and art sculpture work, and is prepared by heating gypsum. Cement is used in construction and is prepared by heating up limestone, clay, or shale, and then adding other materials and crushing. Magnesium chloride hexahydrate is used as a de-icer and ingredient in fire extinguishers, and is obtained from salt water.